Blessed day, folks. I thought I'd come on here and talk about the Matrix. The dreaded, stinking, gooey, ooey, sticky, icky Matrix. I got my little offering bowl in the window this morning. I know it's not Sunday, but every day is a good offering day. Every day is a good day for gratitude. Every day is a good day for love. Am I right? So, recently I had kind of a breakthrough. I was watching a video that was put out by Activation Code called Suicidal Tendencies. And I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, but for some reason the words don't come as well to my mouth as they do to my fingers. And so the words sometimes don't come out right, and sometimes not at all. But during that video, I had this breakthrough, this vision. And I just wanted to read you just a little tad bit of my comment and then the reply that I left Activation Code. And by the way, if y'all aren't subscribed to Activation Code, and we are on the same wavelength, you might want to check him out because he's got a lot of good things to say. And I will have to admit that when I first found him, I didn't resonate so much with what he was saying. I didn't get it too much. But as the months drug on, he made more and more sense to me. I resonated more, and I seemed to be vibrating at that frequency to where now I can understand. And not only that, but I had a vision. My reply to his video, and you have to go watch the video, not to understand my reply, but because he explains taking the path of the least resistance and why some people do. And I'm one of those who have tried. I actually did. But there was a divine intervention. Let's keep the fire burning, y'all. But my reply to him, I've went back and read it several times. And I'm going to read it again to y'all. I said it's not suicide. I've experienced that as well. The thing to me is like, say, slime was the filmy substance poured on the whole of humanity. When you realize it's on you and you try to break through it, even if you're not holding on to it, it's holding on to you. Like an abandoned child. It gets into your psyche, your pores, everything. It will guilt trip you, confuse you, cause you don't know that it exists, so you plainly think that it's you and that you're losing your mind. And there are some waiting on the other side who remain to try to help people through, like midwives. Let me name them. You, Firedrake, Danny, Juniper, Dragon, Zen, Bruce, Teo, Divine, Skyhopper, Sippy, Zigzag, Corey, and I know I'm forgetting someone, but you get my point. Am I close? Because that's my perspective. I've tried breaking through, but it's that weird guilt. I think that it's mine, but it's not. Right? It's that filmy goo thing. Like it has tendrils on us. And it does. And he replied, just wow. That's exactly it. Great analogy. It's all about building that knowingness. Now that you know you're not guilty of anything whatsoever, absolve yourself of all past mistakes, understandings. You are present now as your conscious, living soul. Infallible still, yes, but we shall keep focused. We shall transcend all associated trauma. We will continue expansion, and we will co-create a new reality. Give yourself some time, and be quite patient, and most importantly, love yourself. I'm familiar with some of these channels and these people, and I'm grateful to work among them. Thank you for the shout-outs. And then I replied, thank you for confirming that. I'm not out of the woods yet, as the tendrils are so deep. I've struggled with the fact that I thought I always was too tough to let anything penetrate. No, it's more complex than that. Only my head is through, and it's greatly affected me. It will try to kill you sometimes, rather than let you go, yes? Because if this is the case, lordy wow, how did all of this happen? And what is to come of Mother Earth? And what about everything else? Am I not supposed to worry about that? Because I care deeply for the inhabitants of every kind on this earth. I love this earth. I love this place. There's a presence that is real, that is separate from the goo. I felt her. She is coming through me. I call her Gaia. I must still remember, yes? And thank you for being you. Who you are and where you are. And for being part of my success. I love you. You see this tree? Her colors are starting to change. You see the red in the leaves? Here in a couple of weeks, she'll be all red. Just absolutely gorgeous. And I'll share that with you. But I'd like to tell you another story now that I didn't think I would tell anybody. About a month ago, maybe more, I was listening to a song by a group of girls. It was a drumming song. And I really was into it. I was really feeling it. I shared it with a couple of you. I mean, I was really, really, really feeling it. It was in me and out of me and around me. I became one with the music. And as I flowed with it, something happened. A presence came through me, through my body, and it sat for a minute. And I don't care if you believe me, and I don't care who thinks I'm crazy. But as I sat there drumming on my legs with my hands and singing along, a voice came out of me. A voice came out of me like smoke that had been trapped for millions of years. I could see the words coming out of my mouth. And all of a sudden, I was watching me from a distance. And I was no longer in my body. I was speaking an ancient language. And it came out, it started out like a moan. And it was a scream, a wild scream of release. Of release. It was the presence of Gaia. It was almost too much to handle. And I think that's why I was out of my body. Because in my body, I would have never been able to handle all that power. It was darkness. It was lightness. It was all around us. It's in everything. It's way more than the goo could ever be. She's in everything. Everything. Everything good and everything bad. It's everywhere. She owns the goo. The Matrix is already defeated. It's of flesh. And the earth is more than just flesh. It's more than something tangible. It's even older than itself. There is a part of her that's waiting for something else to join with something else. And the worse these humans act, the harder she works to get there. I have had experiences like this before, but not quite as profound as this one. But before she pulled away, she stopped to touch my face. And she didn't say anything. She just looked at me. The smoke was swirling around in colors. And she smiled. And she said the same thing my mother did. The same thing that we all say. Everything is as it should be. And everybody has a job. And right now, I have the answers, but I'm not ready to know about my illness. And that I won't suffer forever. But it didn't give me anything that I could really work with, like, well, how much longer is it going to be? Or when am I going to heal myself? Or am I going to be able to heal myself? It wasn't any of that. It never is. It never is. I never get those kinds of answers. But I want you to know, I was not using any kind of drugs. The only drug that I was on at that moment in time was the music. The music took me there. It took me to the place of allowing. The allowing of myself to feel the presence of Gaia within me and around me and through everything. And I seen across the lands. I seen her breath as it flowed across the lands like fog does. Only it was much faster. It was amazing. Everything in these last few months has been amazing. I've met the most amazing people. I've had some of the most amazing conversations. And I have been able to free a lot of things within me that I don't need to carry anymore. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. And I'm sorry this got really crazy long. There was something else I wanted to share, but let me upload this and I'll get back with y'all. Till later, I love you.